left. Vulturon swooped under the stairs and out of Max's sight. As it darted into the kitchen, Dad's voice stopped. The toaster dinged. Vulturon said, "Cowabunga," and Mom screamed at the top of her lungs. Max was so shocked he nearly fell down the stairs. Mom never screamed like that. She was a writer. She had written a murder mystery. She liked pranks and surprises. But as Dad stormed into the foyer and looked up the staircase toward Max, his mother was still in the kitchen, sobbing. Max realized he'd done something really wrong, but he wasn't sure what. He thought his dad would yell, but he didn't. He said in a stern but oddly quiet voice, "Maximilian, please come into the kitchen. We have something to discuss." Dad never called him Maximilian, even though it was technically his name. As Max descended, the smell of fish was so strong, he felt like he was walking into the ocean. 1. "Fix," said the man behind the desk. That was it. No hello, no welcome, no offer of a drink or snack or even a hand to shake. Not even the decency to look up. Spencer Niemand wouldn't dignify that rudeness with an answer. Under most circumstances, people begged him for attention. Under most circumstances, he did not leave his office on his own at the beckoning of a thief, even a wealthy one, like the fat man behind the desk. But this was not most circumstances. Dealing with stolen goods in the black market was not for cowards, and Spencer Niemand was no coward. "What kind of name is that?" "Fix," the man said after a long pause. He looked up finally. Even in the dark warehouse, he wore sunglasses. He was flanked by 2 other men, whose scarred faces and enormous shoulders hinted at long hours in the prison exercise yard. "A fake one," said Spencer Niemand. "We don't deal in fakes here," the man replied. He pushed a thick padded envelope across a black table toward Niemand. As Niemand reached down to the envelope, one of the henchmen grabbed his wrist. Niemand spun loose, drew a knife from his pocket, and slammed it downward. As the man yanked his hand back, the blade sank into the tabletop. "I only miss on purpose," Niemand said. "Count yourself lucky." As the 2 men reached for their guns, their boss held up his hand to stop them. "My men speak in only one language, Fix. It involves action, not words. I will translate. What they mean to say is, you can look inside the envelope, but we need the money first." Greedy. Despicable. Niemand couldn't help but sneer at this creature. He pulled a wad of bills from his pocket and plopped it on the table. "To you, it's all about the money." "What else is there?" the fat man said as he counted the bills. "Life," Niemand said. "The survival of the planet." The fat man threw his head back with laughter. The 2 henchmen looked at each other uncertainly, then laughed also. Niemand grabbed the envelope with his right hand. He kept his left in his pocket. No need for anyone to see the missing pinky finger. It just might give him away. Dear old Kissums, lost in an accident, whose plaster likeness hung from a silver chain around his neck. He wouldn't let them see that either. Turning the envelope upside down, he shook out the contents on the table. A boarding ticket for the Titanic, with the name Hetzel. A crumbling sheet of paper with a list of passengers, written in English. A leather-bound copy of a book with the title Vomir les sous les mers, and a bunch of notes written in French. Although Niemand did not like to